Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Find You Fridays, readings with Lorene Hughes. That would be me. And how are you all doing on this beautiful Find You Friday? Friday, the 27th of October. Had to think about that for a second. It's like, what month are we in? I forgot. So just getting up and doing the little bits and pieces that we require to do to make sure that everything is floating along nicely, including sharing out. If you wish to share out, that would be absolutely amazing if you could do that. We always love to include more people in our community and allow them to enjoy being a part of the fun that we have over here. Oh dear. Hello, Kate. Hello, Melinda. How are you both? So good. Okay, where am I? Oh, where I see where I am. Oh dearie me. I swear, some days I'm losing my noodles. I walked out of the house today and it was like kind of chilly when I got to my friend's house in Handorf, but I had walked out without anything, like as a warmth. Like I had no jacket, I had no scarf, I had no nothing. It was just this black top, and I was like, oh, I got over there, and my friend says, oh, it's all right, I've got something you could probably have. And so now I've got this beautiful shawl all for me. And it is just amazing. It kind of looks like a cardigan, but without it being a cardigan. It is so cool. It's really, really neat. And I love the colors, and they just set off my hair just beautifully. And it worked out so well because she's like, oh, it's never really suited me since I've got it. But, if it works for you, awesome. So, yay. How does it get any better than that? Hey? Thank you so much, Melinda. I adore you. I adore you very, very much. All right. So, without any further ado, let us get to and do this weekly reading. It's just in honor of our lovely Halloween season coming up. Apparently, we have a little batty friend come along for the ride today too. Okay, which one? This is who wishes to come and play for our weekly reading. We've got hi. Aw, that's lovely, Sandy. You know what? Sometimes being single is actually a blessing. And I say that as somebody who's a serial monogamist. I actually really love being in relationships too. And in the times that I have been single, I've absolutely loved them as well. And there is something really freeing about being able to just be you without having to take anybody else into consideration. And there's no disrespect to my current partner at all, because I absolutely adore hanging out with him too, and that sort of thing. But you know what? Sometimes there are things that we have to, yeah, it's okay, love. I'm 45. And yeah, I know at around that 40 point, hi Edwina, lovely to see you on here again. I know around your 40s, you do start to go, but what happens if, and you start going through all the scenarios in your head. And so I get it. But in saying that, there's a friend of mine who is currently doing the catering for a wedding of a 89-year-old and a 94-year-old. So it's never, ever too late. Oh, you won't end up alone, love. If you do if it's meant to be, it will be. And I know that's a really sucky thing to say. And there's a lot of stuff that happens around relationships that can actually sit in previous lifetimes, a lot of trauma that sits in our cells. And fortunately, that's stuff that I actually do work through with my private clients. We work through a lot of relationship stuff. And it's being someone who has been around the block a couple of times. Yeah, I know trauma. I know relationship trauma quite well. See, there we go. She's still looking. So it's all right, Sandy. You're in good company. So let me get this weekly reading up and done and out of our way. Of course, we've got the full moon happening tomorrow night / Sunday morning. So that's always adding a lovely little bit of extra oomph, or rather not oomph for me. Some people get really ramped up around this time, around the full moon, hence the reason for our lovely background tonight. And other people like me find it full moons to be really draining on my energy. And I knew it was coming up because it was like on Wednesday, actually. I started feeling it on Wednesday, and I was just like, oh, this energy is just like, and Thursday I was a bit the same. I managed to get through the shift. Luckily, it was a shortish shift. It was only 6 hours. So that was good. But yeah, just today I was just like, oh, I really didn't want to get out of bed. And then it was like, oh, but I'm really looking forward to the lunch I was going to have with my friend today. So that was good. And then came home and I was going to do a whole bunch of things and once again did nothing. But I'm here with you guys now. So that's all good. All right, so let's have a look at this weekly reading for the collective from the 28th of October leading through to the 3rd of November. Oh my God, how is that even possible? Oh, so we are officially less than 2 months away from Christmas, for those of you who care about that. My goodness. So if you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, I highly recommend you start. I haven't, but that's all good. We haven't had that discussion yet. Oh dear. I had a very successful, well, I feel it was a very successful show at the Crystal Pyramid Fair last weekend on the Sunday. The readings, each one of the sessions that I did were absolutely freaking amazing. And I'm so happy that I was able to attend that and connect with these absolutely gorgeous beings who just were perfectly timed to be interacting with me and for me to be interacting with them. And because I was feeling a little bit bumpy to start off with, to be honest. And then we shifted the energy around a bit, me and the organizer and stuff. And then boom, it's all good. I was happy. She was happy. It's all good. All right. So this reading for the week to come. Now, just remember, hi, Leanne. Lovely to see you. So this week to come, we've got some pretty big energies happening, as we always do, but because it is encompassing this lovely full moon energy, we're going to have some interesting things popping up. And of course, we know we've got all the different things. We've also got, we don't get to see it here in South Australia, but there is a partial lunar eclipse happening on Sunday as well, Saturday night, Sunday. So that's also adds some interesting energy into the mix. And can make people feel a little bit wibbly wobbly, a little bit crunchy around the edges. So I would just overall, before I even read any of this, I'm just going to say, please have a lot of compassion and come from that space of in any situation that you're in over this next week, in the next few days especially, of going, pausing and going, if I was to come to this from the space of unconditional love and compassion, how would I respond? Not react, but respond. And you might just find that you'll be able to approach different and difficult situations with a lot more ease this week coming, okay? First of all, and this is one of the reasons why I gave you this little bit of a heads up, that PSA thingy, public service announcement, is because the very first card that's come up is Archangel Michael. So we know Archangel Michael he's a kick-ass dude, and he's there to really support you in whatever you're going through. Like if you're going through some stuff that's like really challenging for you, he's there for you. And it's just amazing to see how potent these different archangels are. Oh, Melinda. Oh, I wish I'd been able to see her properly. That would have been amazing. So Archangel Michael, so he's going to be out and about this week, helping you guys all with your, like, to support you and protect you in whatever you're going through this week. The next card that we've got here is that Earth Angel card. We're getting it a lot right now. So just remember with this reading, whatever is relevant to you, please take that, use it, don't use it. Give it yourself a little bit of like a mental note, a heads up, blah, blah, blah. If it doesn't feel relevant to you, you don't have to take it on. All right. So this next one is the Earth Angel card. Now, it's interesting that we've got Archangel Michael and the Earth Angel card right next door to each other. So this tells me that we're doing a lot of light work at the moment, and we're probably going to feel a little bit attacked and a little bit tired. So just be really aware of that and allow yourself some space and some kindness and compassion for you this week, because, man, you're going to feel it. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for assistance from your guides, your team, Archangel Michael, if you prefer, whichever way you prefer to work. You can even call on people that you know, and just bring your team closer to you, both the embodied and disembodied teams, okay? But at the end of the day, you're here to teach about love. And that's why coming to situations over this next week from that space of unconditional love is so important this week. The next one that we've got here is workshops and seminars. So now is really the time to start looking at what things can you start bringing in. What things would you like to even start looking at for the next year, or even the next couple of months? There's still loads and loads of workshops and things that are available to you to pick up and run with. So this is fun because next month, not starting that week, but the week after, I'm actually going to start learning a little bit of Reiki. So I'll be attending a level 1 Reiki class over those next 2 weekends. So I'm really looking forward to that. But again, that was something that sort of popped up into my world, and I'm like, yeah, I think I would like to learn a bit of that. Thank you. Because it's going to be a huge contribution to me, both for my business, but also for my relationship with my partner who suffers from chronic pain. And Reiki is excellent for managing chronic pain. So I'm really looking forward to being able to learn a little bit of Reiki, and who knows what else doors are going to open up from there. Hi, Brian. Lovely to have you with us tonight. The next card that we've got for this week coming. So, yeah, be aware if those sort of courses, classes, workshops, seminars, things for you to learn are starting to twig at you, that might be starting to pull at you this week coming. Don't ignore it. Really seriously look into it and give it some serious consideration. Okay, this next card that we've got is mediumship. So most of my people here I know in some way, shape or form, and you all are wonderful at the gifts that you have, whether you call them mediumship or psychic or intuitive or whatever it is. This is a card just reaffirming your ability to tap into the divine, to the collective consciousness, to your intuitive awareness, and just have confidence in that. Please don't doubt yourself, and yes, you do have those abilities, however they show up for you, whether it be like an intuitive knowing with bodies, whether it like as an embodied bodies, or whether it be disembodied, or the spirit realm, or whether it be with animals, or whether it be with inanimate objects, or whatever it is, because to me everything has consciousness. And so like these cards have their own consciousness. My glass of water has consciousness. This beautiful new shawl that I have has consciousness. And so with that, it demands respect. And so do you. Your gifts and talents demand respect. And this is what this card is saying. Please respect your own abilities and talents this week. They are important. They are a really important part of the growth and the forward projection of our society and our community as a whole. There is just sometimes we don't have the comprehension of just the level of impact that our energy, our gifts have. Like, for example, my friend here, Brian, he does every now and then, he uses his awareness and he chooses a card for the collective community in his Facebook world, and it is generally spot on. And I love it when he does that. And I love it when he just brings that out of him. And it's just sort of like, it's such a beautiful contribution to the collective community. Whether he can see it or feel it or not, it doesn't actually matter that much, because it's the act of putting those words and heart out there into the world, much like I am right now. Okay. The almost last card that we have for our weekly reading is Cut Your Cords, my friends. So this particular card, funnily enough, is once again to do with Archangel Michael. So we've got Archangel Michael at both ends of this reading this week. And Archangel Michael is saying to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from the past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. So sometimes, and what I'm hearing is it's more to do with the fear. So there's going to be some things that are going to pop up in the world over this next week that is going to make you feel a bit fearful, or try and trigger you into those fearful moments. Now, the beautiful Melinda popped up in her group this week, today, or in the last few days, about glimmer moments. And I shared that up on my page because I absolutely loved it. Now, we are so conditioned to looking for trigger moments, those ones that are like the things that bring up all that anxiety and fear and anxiousness and anger and all of those sort of more heavier emotions. What if we actually start looking for the glimmer moments? What if we approach the day from the space of going, oh, I wonder what glimmer moments I'm going to have today? And the glimmer moment is about looking for things that make you or remind you of happy moments, of joyful moments, of loving moments, of things that just make you feel really good. So one of my catchphrases that I'm going to start saying when I say goodbye to someone will be, have a glimmerful day. And people will be like, what? And then they'll ask the question, and then we'll have a conversation about it, and then it'll be this. And then they'll get on the glimmer wagon too. So yeah, hugs. Oh my God, having the absolute gorgeous meal I had today. It was certainly. Hi Taylor, thank you so much for popping your donation through. That would be amazing to do your reading shortly. You're second in line today behind Melinda. So yes, glimmer moments. Please look out for glimmer moments moving forward. And just to honor what Archangel Michael here is also saying about, please make sure that when you leave work at the end of the day, you cut your cords with work. Okay, you can do that in a variety of ways. I prefer the access consciousness tools of destroying and uncreating the relationship. So that's what I do for me, but you can do that with all sorts of other tools. You can do physical ones. I just prefer that one because it's pretty quick and easy. And so I just say, I destroy and uncreate my relationship with, whoever. Everything it was, is, and will be. And what that does is it just shifts the energy so that you're like cutting off the end of that particular energy flow and allowing you to approach that from a fresh slate the next time you're interacting with them. And I use that tool for this show. I use it at the end of the show. I do it intermittently throughout the show. I do it with my partner. I do it with my friends. I do it with my work. I do it all the time. That's one of the tools that I use a lot. So yeah, there we go. Cut your cords, free up your energy so that you can look out for those glimmer moments. So thank you, Archangel Michael. He's coming through loud and strong for this week coming. So that very much tells me that we might have a bit of rough moments coming up. So please be aware of that. Approach things from the space of kindness, compassion, and unconditional love. All right, so let's have a look at our happy card, our yummy card. I do love our yummy cards. Ooh. So this is a card we haven't seen, I think, for a very long time. It's healing. So along with things being perhaps a little bit bumpy and a little bit crunchy, this week is also going to involve a bit of healing. And within that, it's sometimes, and I know many of you have been through what they call the dark night of the soul, those really deep, dark moments, those bottom of the barrel moments where you feel like you can't carry on, and yet here you are. And those moments I find are actually a really beautiful bounce board moments. It's a trampoline moment, if you like, of you can't go any further down. And now we can only go up. So hopefully none of you get down that far, but just every time we come across a crunchy moment, and one of those ones that is really, really super challenging, just ask yourself the question, what am I healing right now? What, trauma is being revealed right now for me to heal? And how can I do that with way more ease? So there we go. What an amazing reading for this week to come. I'm looking forward to seeing how that all rock and rolls out, because, oh boy, we've had some crunchy ones already. So I think we're getting pretty well practiced at being able to manage these crunchy weeks. I'm looking forward to some nice, easy ones. But, oh, well, this is where we're at. So that's pretty cool. All right, Melinda. So hopefully that helps everybody for this week to come from the 28th of February, 28th of October through to the 3rd of November, incorporating, of course, that lovely big full moon energy happening this weekend. All right, Melinda. What is your question, my dear? I have the lovely Womankind tea. But, oh my gosh, I've ended up picking up a new sort of, what do they call it? Like a chai latte. But it's got collagen and melatonin, I think, in it. Something like that. Definitely got the collagen in there for beautiful perimenopausal women like me. And it's called She Bangs. And I tell you what, it is so good. I've drunk it for a couple of days now. It's like you just only have 1 or 2 drinks a day, and it's so good. It's so drinkable. And I just have mine with water, but you can have it with milk. You can have it with like your nut milk of choice. You can have it warm. You can have it cold. You can do whatever you want with it. It's so good. So good. Yeah, it is funny. She bangs. That just tickled my fancy too. All right. Thank you very much. Invisi team. I love how you call your spirit team your Invisi team. It's so cute. All right. Who wishes to come and play with Melinda? Okay, cool. Hi, Julie. So just while I'm getting these cards out, which is the secret language of your soul cards from Enos the Girl, because we love it, over here. So these earrings here that I actually picked them up. I don't know if you can see them very well. I picked them up at the fair on Sunday. And it's so cool because these are the only pair that look like this. The only pair in the whole world. Because the lady that makes them, her sister was the one that was on the stall doing the thing. And she said that her sister only makes one-of-a-kind unique earrings so that when you're walking down the street, you will never, ever, 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 ever see another person with exactly the same earrings as you. And I was just like, wow, what a unique concept. Makes it very labor intensive for her. But she's just like, I just love doing this and making one-of-a-kind pieces. And she's like, wow. So I'd seen the earrings earlier in the day and I was like, they're meant to be mine. I'll have another session or two. And then it was just like, after I had an absolutely amazing session with someone, I was just like, right, I'm off to go get those earrings now. Oh, dear. Okay, Melinda's team is in the house. Ooh, they're getting me warm. So what are you all up to for the weekend? I'd love to know. Thank you. The best part is that Alex, my partner, knew exactly what stones they were. So there's some rose quartz in the middle part here, but he knows what the top and the bottom ones were. I can't remember what they were. But as soon as he looked at it, he's like, oh, that's blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He really knows the stones. He's very, very good. Oh, okay. We got cards going all over. Yay! We love catch-ups with beautiful friends. Oh, rest and relaxation. Live it up, Taylor. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, yeah, but Alex is an unusual dude. He's my unusual dude. But that's like it's unusual for a girl to know how to put a house together. Oh my goodness, team. Excuse me. Your team's making me hot. Okay. Again, that card again. You're going to love it. All right, Melinda. Brian, can't be the same old grind because every day is a new day. And every day, as my granddad, funnily enough, whose first name was Brian, said every day above ground's a good day. So there you go. Have some inspiration from my granddad. Love it. I love that you're choosing to play with the cards. It's beautiful. All right. Belinda. So this card's an interesting one to start off with. It says to assimilate your experiences, incorporate and invigorate. So there's a lot that you know. There's a lot that you know, and it is within everything that you do, everything you be. There's been a lot of experiences that you've had that I'm getting is actually going to prove to be really beneficial for you in your next role. Your next role feels like something that you'll be able to pull from multiple different areas that feel a little bit unrelated. Hey Lynn, but it's going to, like it says here, assimilate your experiences. It's going to bring them all together, and that's going to be something quite special for you. So that sounds, yeah, that the team is working on something for you. The team is going to bring something in, and around that you're going to have to release some inner tension. So it's about letting go and trusting the process and allowing them to do their work, and also to move into fluidity, it says here. So it's about bringing up that feminine side a little bit more and just allowing yourself to go with the flow just a little more, and just being in that space of gorgeousness that you truly are. So that is like really, really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how that shows up in your world, because, and just keep checking in with your team, keep checking in with your Invisi team, and just saying, hey guys, how's it going with this new role that you're bringing into my world? I'm open, I'm willing to go with the flow, and bring it to me, make it really loud and clear, have it plop in my lap if you like, and just make it really bright and sparkly, so I'll make sure I see it and acknowledge it, and not go into self-doubt about it. Okay. Funnily enough, we've got the going with the flow, and this one here says explore your feminine aspects, flow with life. So this one here is this just like yep, and then hello. So again, we've just got to work on bringing up that feminine side of you and allowing you to relax into that a little bit more, and bringing that side of you up so that you can remember how to find those glimmer moments, if you like. There's that softness, the sensualness, your sexuality. There's the gentleness that you truly be, that is kind of like being suppressed a little bit at the moment. And we know what it is, because it's not the next card, but the one after that once again shows why that is happening. So the cards in your team is saying, please keep focusing on this stuff, because it's really important for us to be able to, like, when you've got a really beautiful garden, like it looks really beautiful, but the soil is shite. And because it's not got enough rich nutrients in it to really make the plants survive, like thrive. Like you go to Bunnings and you pick up all your little potted plants and they're all looking lovely, but within 2 weeks they've all died and gone to hell in a handbasket. It's because the soil itself is not nutrient rich. So what the team is asking for you now, because they're showing me a picture of a garden, they're showing me the picture of the soil. So you're at ground soil, you're really developing and nurturing the base for them to plant this beautiful new role that you're going to be going into. They require you to do a little bit of feminine work though, well, a lot of feminine work to just bring that really up and have a lot of fun with it and really lock it in, like really get that solid base going. To help you along with this, you're going to have to accept some loving support, my dear, and let yourself be held. So one of the aspects of being in your feminine flow is that you have to allow yourself to soften and be in that space of gentleness, even if it's just with your friends, and having those moments where you can just be really beautiful and vulnerable and gentle and loving and expressing your love for other people, even if it's just your friends. Like, pick a couple of people in your world that you just adore so much and let them know really regularly that you love them, and be in that space of just allowing them to embrace you back. And the thing is, if they don't, then they're not your true friends either, by the way. Okay? So this is about receiving that loving support, which will then help your feminine side to grow, which then helps to nourish and nurture that beautiful ground soil that is just coming through, and the team is just, it's waiting for you. The team's waiting for you to do this part so that then they can get busy with theirs. They're still busy with theirs, but they're waiting for you to give them the appropriate grounding, the appropriate nourishing, nurturing soil. Hi, Catherine. So the thing that is sort of putting a little bit of weed killer, bit of Roundup into your lovely nurturing soil is this one. And this is the reminder about creating family balance and the ties that bind, also free. So I'm pretty sure we got that last time too. So we've got to give you some tools and techniques on how to deal with the family stuff, because this family stuff is what's tripping you up and, like I said, dumping weed killer Roundup onto your beautiful soil that is really getting ready for some really amazing stuff. I'm saying really a lot. But basically, this is like just a gentle reminder about boundaries, and that it's really important for you to continue to re-cement those boundaries, even if it's just internally. And within the boundaries is also using the tools of like expanding out and allowing yourself to really bring that feminine energy up, so you're not at the effect of the family crap. And you know what I'm talking about, so that's really cool. Yeah, there's more to work on with that one. This next card is an amazing card, but it's one directly from the spirit team, like they all have been tonight, as they always are. This one says, act with courage. So this is also about bringing your feminine up, right? So when we act with courage, what I'm really feeling with this one is, as you bring up your feminine side, remembering as women, and I'm very sorry for the dudes out there right now, but as women, our bodies go through a lot. And we, like, particularly when you're thinking about childbirth and all those sorts of things, just pregnancy, childbirth, even if you've never had kids, there's still a comprehension and a body memory of that from when we were born. And so this is something that the dudes can kind of relate to a little bit as well. But every time we have, and I know that you're past the whole period part, the moon times, etc., but every time you had one, it was a reminder of just how courageous you are. Every single month, you are so courageous, because without that, you couldn't have kids, which means that you wouldn't be going through that space of potential trauma every single fucking month. And you are courageous. You have done that every month for a good, probably at least 30 years of your life. That's a long time. So your body is incredible. She knows what it is to be courageous. So while we're doing this family thing, you have to remember to be courageous. And to be courageous, bringing up your feminine is also about courage. Because it's so easy to slip into the masculine. So easy. But the feminine is the part where right now is what's being called for really, really loud. And this is from my men folk as well. All right. So beautiful Brian, he is very much in touch with his divine feminine side. He doesn't always appreciate it, but I do. And it's us women who have to remember how to be in balance with that too. The next to last card before you get into your yummy card is one of the Celtic cards. And this is the Peace Walker. So this is peace and gentle and forward. And I'd like for you to have a really good look at her. Okay. So this beautiful being is reminding you how to balance all of the elements, how to balance all of the comings and goings and the energies, and to walk with peace. So the other reason why I'm holding this a little bit closer is so that you can really look into that and grab the energy of that, pull it through this screen, and bring it through to you. Bring it through to your energy field so that you can really listen to that energy that the Peace Walker is being and emanating to you. So I'm getting a sense that the Peace Walker wishes to be a part of your team for a period of time, maybe the next week or so, to help you through and to help you and guide you in how to walk with peace, even though there's so much going on around you right now. So much change, so much and not just a lot. You know, I know that the hubs will be starting to ramp up. There'll be a lot of energy flowing through there too. And of course, everything comes with energy attached. So allow the peace, if you choose to allow the Peace Walker to come in and be a part of your team, that would be really, really amazing. Okay. I wonder what wisdom they have to share with you privately, because I get there's a lot there. An absolute lot. It's a balance of heart and potency and power, and you know, it's quite cool. And your yummy card is dream. So your team is asking you also to remember your dreams and remember what they are, and to give them a bit more life. Allow them to be planted in the soil, the yummy soil of nourishment and nurturing and unconditional love, and allow them to continue to grow. All right. Yeah, there's a lot. Well, Melinda, I hope that helps, my dear. Thank you so much for your donation through to the Find You Fridays pot. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing how things develop for you over this next week. It's going to be an interesting one, because if we put that in the other reading from the full week one, you can have a really dynamic week, and I look forward to seeing how that rocks out. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so now we have Taylor. Taylor, my dear. Could you please put your question into the chat so I can pop it up on the screen just when you're ready, please? That would be absolutely amazing. Oh, Lynn, thank you for sharing out, honey. I tried. Oh, you're amazing. Ooh, big questions, Taylor. Mm. Interesting. So the reason why I'm like, oh boy, when you're talking about this one is Taylor, there is some pretty big energies around that for you. And inner child work is some of the most amazing work that you can do. I love being able to take people through inner child work. It is so much fun to see the level of change. And because I approach it from quite a different point of view, there's healing that can be done. Because as you know, with inner child stuff, it pulls through to our adult life. And I use a version of regression work to get there. And it is just, However, there are still some things that you can do for yourself. It takes a lot of courage, though. That courage card, definitely. Because when we're dealing with our own traumas, and it's particularly from an inner child perspective, it can get really challenging to look at that just for yourself. And depending on where you're at with your, I love that you're here, but I don't know you. So yes, it depends on where you're at with your spiritual journey as to how strong a facilitator you can be of yourself. And so if you're only feeling new to your journey, then you might find it a lot easier to have someone else help you through with that and help you facilitate that, simply because when we are in a space where we are trying to deal with emotional stuff, having somebody who's not emotionally connected can be really beneficial. But there is lots and lots of things that you can do. So let's see where the cards are choosing to take us. I wondered why these cards had to come out today. I didn't know why. They don't normally. So, okay, there's one more. Okay, where are you? We have to do this, but they're looking for a very, very specific card for me to pick out for you. So, yeah, cool. All right. Oh. Okay. All right, Taylor. The first card that we've got for you here, and this is from the Practical Magic set. And this is, it says, step up, and it's the Lady of Fire. Okay. So the question that I asked was literally, what are some of the things that you can do to help heal your inner child? Okay. And one of the first things you've got to do is to step up and be in command. Be in command of the power and the potency of your pain and your anger, your frustration, your grief. There is a lot of energy that sits with all of that, a lot of fiery energy. And first of all, you have to step up and into that, and you have to own it. And if you're someone like me who's like considered that you're just like bright and bubbly and everything's fine and all good, blah blah blah, it's all good, we're a people pleaser, we're just da da da, being told that you're angry is quite jarring. And I remember the first time I really heard it, and it was like several years into my spiritual journey. And it was this, I was in a stall holder at the Whole Life Festival. And this lovely gentleman, we did a swapping of services. He was just there to wander around, and I had some free time, and I was like, oh, do you want to just sit down and have a bit of a freebie? And he said, only if you'll allow me to do my magic with you. And I was like, sure. So his magic was identifying people's emotional blocks through how they walk. And I was having a brilliant day. I'd had an absolutely amazing start, and I was feeling really good and really light. And I walked a few meters away from him, and I walked back. He goes, so how angry are you at your mother? I went, what? He goes, how angry are you at your mother? And I was like, you can tell that from my walk? And he said, yes. So I found that to be really fascinating, and it sat really deeply in my heart. It wasn't heavy. It was so light, because I talk about when things are true for me, they're really light. They're light and tingly, even that hard stuff. And so first of all, Taylor, you're going to have to get really comfortable with the fact that there is a lot of anger sitting, and fiery anger sitting in your cells right now, sitting in your belly, sitting in your heart, sitting in your, probably in your like your base chakra area, your first 3 chakras. Probably there's a lot of fire energy happening in there at the moment too. And you got to own it. Straight up, got to own it, and just go, do you know what? Yeah, I'm fucking angry right now. And I'm angry because. So one of the first things I would say is to sit down with a blank piece of paper, preferably like at least a A3, A4 to an A3 page. Right at the top, I'm angry because, and just let it out. Just start writing it out. And acknowledge the fire, acknowledge the anger. You don't have to analyze it right now, just write it out. And I give it a voice, because quite often when it comes to inner child stuff, we've suppressed so much of our inner child's voice. Now's the time to let it out. Okay, so that's a very constructive way that you can do it without digging up too much stuff, but it's the beginning stages of owning you. Along with this, you have to ground yourself. So being able to dive down into Mother Earth and allowing her to contribute to you as you go through this inner child work is really, really important. You're going to have to be tapping into Mother Earth however you do that, whether you physically have to sit with Mother Earth, like on the earth, or whether you can sit with a pot plant or sit in the trees, or or you can just do it from wherever you are. Whichever way that you choose, or whichever technique you use to ground yourself, is really, really important, because there's unlimited, infinite, unconditional love flowing from Mother Earth through us all the time, but we deny it. We deny it's happening, and we deny her, and we just ignore it, that it's going on. But she is contributing to us consistently. And so it's really important for you to cognitively, consciously dive down into Mother Earth and allow her to contribute her unconditional love to you. All right? Because as you're going through these processes, you're going to require some physical grounding to do that. The next one here is about honoring your grief. So with the grief process, there are many stages, and, denial is one of them. And they can flip and change around. There's denial, there's anger, there's sadness, there's bargaining, there's acceptance is the last one in the traditional 5 steps of grief. There are some schools of thought that say it's up to about 7 or 9 steps of grief, and the middle ones can flip and change around a little bit. But basically, what I'm saying here is, when we're working with our inner child stuff, there's going to be moments of intense grief that's going to come up, because what's happened around our trauma is we have put in a lot of barriers and a lot of points of views and belief systems to keep us safe. And when we start letting go of some of these old belief systems and safeguards, what happens is our ego, the thing that has been keeping us safe, starts to have a little bit of a freak out. And it starts going, oh my God, what are you doing? We need to keep that point of view. We need to keep that belief system. It's kept us safe all these years. And then it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And it goes through its own grief process. So that's something you have to be aware of. And so quite often you'll find with healers and things will say, please give yourself time to integrate. That particular phrase is code for, you're going to go through some shit. Please allow yourself the space to do so. It might be good shit. You might just feel like $1 million and you'll just float on out of here and you'll have an amazing rest of your time, amazing week, or whatever. Equally, you could also go through really super crunchy moments while your ego has a big fat freak out, and while you're releasing all of these points of views and belief systems from your cellular structure and rewiring your neural pathways, because that's the other thing that happens when we start working with anything to do with healing, but in particular this inner child work. We are literally rewiring the neural pathways in your brain from something that has been safeguarding and possibly toxic to being healthy and nourishing and nurturing and wonderful for your future moving forward. We have to reassure the ego that that's okay. Yes, we can do this. It's all right. We don't need to worry that hard. And so that's a part of the toxicity that comes along with being exposed to a lot of like childhood trauma and things like that. So it's a fun ride, and not one for the faint of heart, that's for sure. And along with that, we have the next card here, which is solar strength and solar magic. So along with checking in and doing grounding yourself, go up as well. And this is about bringing Father Sky down and allowing Father Sky to come down through your body. And we talk about this, you'll find if you stick around, we'll be doing a bit of a meditation healing type thing at the end of the show, just so that you can all go off with a nice light space. And we bring Mother Earth energy up with the unconditional love, and we bring Father Sky down with gratitude for everything and everyone. So this is about bringing balance to both. But also, obviously, with your solar energy, you're also looking at your solar plexus. Okay, so remember how I said that there is like those first 3 chakra, and there's a lot of anger and stuff sitting in your first 3 chakras. So if you've got a lot of anger sitting in those first 3 chakra, what they do is they create massive blocks of energy moving up your body. And the solar plexus, being the solar one, solar strength is also to do with a lot of stomach energy. It's just starting to touch into the heart area, obviously, because you've got your heart chakra sitting there, but it's like they're little buddies, and they sit and they rub against each other. And if you've got massive blocks sitting in your base, your sacral and your solar plexus, what happens is it prevents the energy flowing really well up through the others. Those first 3 are your core, if you like, your core 3 chakra that make it, if they're flowing well, all the rest will generally flow really, really well. So this is an interesting one. So there's 2 parts to this one. There's the balance between the masculine, divine masculine and divine feminine energy. So bringing in the divine masculine from above and the divine feminine from below, but also paying particular close attention to your solar plexus. And as you start to dive into your solar plexus energies and do a little bit of research, do a bit of Googling and see what sort of blocks are around the solar plexus energy, and then have a look at that in relation to your inner child trauma and see how they correlate, because you might be quite surprised how that comes through. Your almost last card is focus on friendship. So this is a really, really important time for you while you're going through the spiritual growth, to find 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 people that you can really reach out to and share this journey with, that you can have really deep conversations about what you're going through and how you can each support each other. And if you have a chance to, and like I said, I'm not sure where you're at with your journey, whether you've perhaps done some classes or something like that, some modalities, but have a look and through your friendship circles and see if there's a couple of people there that will just really support you and be your cheer team. And if you have a bit of a, like some people call a popcorn moment, they're the ones where you're like going, oh my God, I'm having this huge moment and I really just require to talk it out. Allow those people to be your people, okay? And focus on that friendship. And one of my dearest friends that I have is actually in Canada, and we communicate via Telegram. And what will often happen is we're having a moment or whatever, and good or bad, whatever's, and we'll just send each other a voice message. And you don't necessarily have to have the response straight away, but sometimes it really helps to be able to speak this message out, speak out what's in your heart to somebody that you know will get it. Even if it's not for a few hours, they'll get it, they'll listen to it, and then they'll respond. But by the time they've responded, it'll be like you've probably mostly processed it yourself anyway, but it's that physical act of getting it out and speaking it out. As I said before, our inner child often has a lot of that trauma, and the voice of that trauma has been squashed. So if you're looking to do a lot of this inner child work, you're going to have to learn to speak it out. So reach out to a couple of friends and have them as your tribe and allow them to help you through this too, because you'll probably find that they have stuff that it will spark in them, and then you'll be able to talk about it together and come to some really interesting awarenesses. And it's just like, oh, wow. So you're actually healing each other, because that's what happens all the time. All right. Somebody who would like to help guide you through this, if you choose, is Perpetua, who is the saint of authenticity. And so she says, I am my authentic self in all circumstances. So there she is. Okay. So this is really about tuning into your authentic self. And she is here to help you do that. All right. So if you would like to have her as part of your team, you only have to ask. And yes, you have a spirit team. They're the ones who pick these cards for you. So your spirit team is recommending that you ask Perpetua to come and help you, to guide you. You can literally say, like, even if you're into writing, write down, I ask for Perpetua to come into my team, please, thank you. And it's as simple as that, and she's there. And when you're writing, you can say, okay, Perpetua, please, can you share your awarenesses with me as to how I can best help my inner child grow and heal? So that's some really helpful stuff for you to play with. Okay, so let's just grab your yummy card. Okay. All right. I thought that this was still hanging on to the energy of Melinda, but no, it's not, because it literally came out twice. So this is about your dreams. Okay, so your yummy card is also dream. Okay, so with that, it's basically saying, remember your dreams. Remember, this is gonna bring up some interesting stuff for you. I would also say, if you're into meditation, one of the things that you can do in a really, really safe way is to tap into your inner child by asking her to come forward and speak with you. And it doesn't have to be around a trauma, but it's a really nice way to go and tap into, say, your 7-year-old self, or your 6-year-old self, or your 4-year-old self, and ask her what her dreams were, and start having a look at that, having a look at the energy of that. I think you're going to get some interesting highlights and insight into your mind when you were that age, and how it's actually become, quite often our dreams, our goals become a part of our values as we move into adulthood. So interesting stuff for you to play with there. So yes, but please remember to ground yourself. Bring, the Mother Earth, Father Sky stuff down. And I would highly recommend getting in touch with a facilitator to really help you through some of those more in-depth aspects of inner child work. There's a lot of people out there that do inner child work. And it's very, very potent, and it's so much fun. It really, truly is a lot of fun to play with inner child work. All righty, my dear, thank you so much, Taylor, for your contribution tonight to the collective. Thank you for being here. I wish you the best of luck with all of your journey moving forward. Edwina. And thank you. Thank you. Edwina, my love, you know the deal. Pop your question down in the chat. You're welcome, Taylor. It's my pleasure. Okie dokie. Oh, it was funny at the pyramid fair. I was like, there was one person that said, oh, just a general, it'll be fine. And I was like, right. So when people do general, when I'm at things like Psychic Fairs, I grab out my good old poetry book and I get them to start with that. And it was so funny because this lady ended up having just the most phenomenal reading. Because she's like, I've got no problems as such. And then, boom. It's just the bestest reading. Because she's like, whoa, how did you know that? And I'm like, oh, dude, you picked the poem. Oh, dear. Hilarious. All right. So, seeing as we have got a few newbies floating around, I'm just going to pop a little, while I grab your cards, Edwina, just going to pop a little advert up so that you can see that, so that people know how to get. Yes, you can literally book a session with me, a 1-hour session, through my website of craftingpossibilities.com. It's everywhere. craftingpossibilities.com, in case you didn't know. Oh, okay. That's fun. Gosh, they're pulling all the interesting things out today. I love it. So, Miss Edwina. Thank you, Brian. We see what we be. We see what we be. Okay. Never really used to understand that, or rather understand that. And then all of a sudden I did one day. I was like, oh, wow. Huh. I get it. Alrighty, Edwina. You got the wordy cards. You got a lot of wordy cards. So we love a wordy card moment. All right. So it says a difficult decision must be made. Evaluate and reconsider if necessary. So let's just continue on with the reading, because I'm getting a feeling that that particular one is, that's sitting heavy in the heart. And it's sitting heavy in your belly. So there's obviously something that's coming up that is really got your guts in a bit of a knot. And this particular thing is like, maybe there's a little bit of procrastination going on there. And it's like you're not sure which way to go. So I would take some time, expand out, and really look at things from an overall consciousness perspective, and bring in the pragmatic side too, because we do require just a little sprinkle of logic every now and then to allow ourselves to not get washed away with everything as far as sometimes we can be a bit too emotional and about things shifting, changing, growing, whatever. So there has to be a little bit of a sprinkle of pragmatics in there just to bring a bit of balance to your feminine, your masculine energies, you're working with your awareness. But we as humans have this incredible skill of being able to work from both our emotions and our logic side. So this is why programs like Star Trek with Mr. Spock was just kind of like, whoa, he's so weird, because he's like, there's just no emotions there. It's like, it's simply logical. Like, everything is logic. And there is an important role that Mr. Spock played, as well as, say, Scotty in the engineering department, because he was very much more, funnily enough, way more intuitive with the ship, right? But there was a balance between the two that was both required. Why I've gone Star Trek, I don't know, but there we go. So this difficult decision that's going to have to be made is something that is, you've sort of been pushing off to the side, like, no, I don't really want to think about that. But it's going to come up, and it's going to keep tapping at you until you do. This next card says, you should feel satisfied and optimistic about the future, but do not stop here. There is still much work to be done. There's somebody to let go, huh? Interesting. That was just like, it feels like there's something that needs to go away. The next, because it's like that card, the next card is sort of adding to that feeling. You may feel let down or regret over past actions. Do not give in, take up the challenge, and focus on your commitment to the future. So, just asking your team there. Yes, it's a person, but is it part of you? Is it part of your belief systems that are asking to come up to be cleared right now? Like, perhaps you have some really old, outdated belief systems that are maybe not even yours, that have to come out, that have to be removed from your space so that you can continue to move forward. But having these belief systems has produced some actions which you kind of feel a bit shit about. And that's part of where that third card is coming from. However, the second card is just saying, you know what? It's okay to feel good about what has been achieved, even with all of these old belief systems that are sitting in there, kind of putting a stopper on your success. It's all right, and things will start moving and shifting and changing. Because the next card that we've got for you is, you are standing at the beginning of a great journey into love. Be ready. And I'm like hearing, this is the love of you. It's the love of your creations. It's there's some really interesting dynamics happening here, but there's going to be some shifts and changes with the people that are around you. And with that shift and change is going to be the gorgeousness of a lot more love in your world. And there's stuff with your community. There's something that you're going to be getting into with that. But there's, like I said, there's going to be some moving away from somebody or something, even within yourself. Okay. So what they're showing me is there was a friendship circle that I had when I first moved here, that I developed and sort of fell into when I first moved here. But when I left that particular relationship, and I began on my spiritual journey around the same time, my friendship circle completely changed. And I had to let go of some really interesting belief systems to allow that to happen. And I get that this is part of what's also going on for you too. Like, I'm seeing this beautiful bonfire with one group of people on one side, and then I'm seeing it with a completely different group on the other side. And one side's really like the dark. It's almost like a yin yang thing of like, there's the people that have held you through the dark, and now you're going to have the people that are going to hold you through the light. This is all very symbolic, but I hope it makes sense to you. The next card that you've got is money becomes available to invest in a new venture. Take advantage of the possibilities and use these resources effectively for a rewarding future. Interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you, Edwina. I'm just like going, so don't worry so much about the money side of things. It's going to work out. You've got this new venture thing that's going on, or it's like right there, it's coming along with all these other things that are shifting and changing and moving and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff happening. The next card that you've got is you may be feeling indecisive at this moment. Focus on your outcome and do not fear the consequences. So it's coming back to the dreams, the what do you really truly desire to create in your life? What experiences, what outcomes, what targets are you aiming towards? Because now's the time to really lock that in. This full moon energy is going to give you so much potency and power towards creating that and actualizing it for yourself. I think this is why they're being quite brutal, to be honest. I'm like, wow, this is one hell of a reading. So yeah. And interesting. So when we read across these cards, they have like capital letter words or words throughout the cards. And what they do is they actually create another reading, another message across those cards. So just to tie up and finish off with that last card, part of what you're having to release is the fear. So I highly recommend for a full moon ceremony to write out your fears of being successful and go through a process and burn them in the light of the full moon. And then what you need to do is take the ashes from that and allow them to be witnessed by the moon, and then wash those ashes into the soil. Okay, so that process there will complete the cycle and help you release those fears to the ethers. All right. So the message that reads across says, evaluate, feel satisfied, focus, be ready of the possibilities, and focus. So now's not the time to procrastinate and get distracted. Now is the time. So no more sitting on TikTok doing this or whatever you do on TikTok. I don't know. I don't have it. It's time to focus, and it's time to focus on on your own self-development, but also what this thing is moving forward, your dreams, your goals, your targets. It's really time to focus on that. The next card that we've got for you is one from the Lemurian deck. And so these are the symbols of the Lemurian goddesses. All right. So this beautiful symbol here is, I can't say that one just yet. It's the goddess of partnership. And so let me see if I can get my transliteration to turn on and run. Okay, I'm probably gonna, I'm going to try and say this one. So it's Lacanya. So it's Lakany with apostrophe LA. So it says, realize by means of this energized goddess symbol card with which themes you resonate and which themes are unpleasant to you, respectively. So love and relationships. So as you're listening to this, it's at 1 hour 26 minutes. Have a look at this next list of words or phrases and see which ones resonate the most, which ones sort of make you feel, oh, yeah, and which ones make you go, and heavy and crunchy. Okay, this is a really important thing. So love in relationship, balance, giving and taking, equality, soulmate / soul family, recognition, acceptance, generosity, and honesty, but also differentiation, lack of self-responsibility, expectations, illusion, cheating, unrequited love, and love sickness. So the goddess of partnership is not just about relationships as in romantic, it's also about partnerships with other people. So again, I'm getting the sense, and I think we've mentioned this before, that there is something that you're going to be doing within your community that is to do with working with other people and creating something pretty unique and special over there. So along with that, your spiritual development is going to demand of you to look at these aspects that are sitting in your belief systems. That could be things like you might have a belief that it's more important to give than to receive. And that's a really interesting belief system to have, because that one there means that you are always working from an empty cup. And as a mum, you know that that doesn't get you too terribly far for too terribly long. You're constantly running on empty and less than empty. And we know with cars, if they run on less than empty, they're not going anywhere. So this is where giving to self is really, really, really important. Okay, and why that belief system, if it's more important to give than to receive, is complete and utter bullshit. FYI. So yeah, have a look at those and see what works for you, see what doesn't work for you, because there'll be more for you to dive into, to journal, to have a look at and see what you can let go of. Okay. Alrighty. Let's have a look at your yummy card. Okay. So your yummy card is sacred, right? So this time in your life is incredibly sacred. And along with that is your body is sacred. Your being is sacred. Your energy is sacred. Please don't waste it. It is important to rest. It is important to nurture and nourish yourself. And it's also important that you teach your children to do that too for themselves. That self-nurturing and nourishing is so, so, so important. And also to allow yourself some fun and joyfulness as well. Alrighty, Edwina, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your donation tonight. I am incredibly grateful for you, and I look forward to seeing how this all rolls out for you moving through into the future. And I'm certainly there's some really beautiful journaling time coming up for you, where it's important for you to just start writing these things out. Write out your goal, write out your target, whatever this is, and then really sit down and write that list of the pros and cons of your belief systems. There's a lot of belief systems that we have, and sometimes we don't even realize that we're working from them until they come up as a crunchy moment. It's a weird thing somebody says and you're like, whoa. And then it's not until you really sit back and you look at that and you go, oh, how is that actually activating me right now? And that's a really good way. Nancy Lovato helped me with that one, is like, when things, so instead of saying it's triggering you, it's like, how is this activating me? How is this activating me to have a look at those belief systems that maybe don't work for me anymore, or points of views that don't work for me anymore? Thank you for showing me that, and now let's have a look at that and work through that and see what happens. All right, ho. So thank you. I'm grateful for you, Edwina. Very grateful for you. Let me just double check to see if anybody else. Nope, I haven't missed anybody. So that is fabulous. Right. So this divine goddess is wishing to go off and spend some time with her lovely crystal loving man. So let's get stuck into, let me get rid of that off the bottom. And let us do our meditation. I think that will be a really lovely way of moving forward tonight. So just before we start, I would like for you to, because we're going to just sort of pull the full moon energy through, and allow it to work some magic with us. So in your mind, I would like you to think of one thing, one element, one belief system, one point of view, one emotion perhaps, that is hindering you from your dreams and your goals. And I'd like you to just pop that in your mind for now. Bring that forward. So for some of you, it might be, oh, well done, you're all doing it. That's lovely. Might be fear. It might be anger. It might be grief. It might be sadness. It might be frustration. It may be a fear of success. There's all sorts of things that could be. So whatever that is for you, and whatever is sitting heavy on your heart right now, in this 10 seconds, just give it a little bit of moment to breathe and to be seen and heard. Beautiful. And now we're going to just pop that to the side for the moment. Just energetically imagine scooping it out of your body and just pop it off to the side. And now close your eyes and take a really big deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And as you breathe out, just allowing the air and acknowledging the air moving through all the cells of your body. Breathing in. And again, as you breathe out, just feeling, really taking notice of how your body breathes, how every single part of you moves. Moving a lot of energy. This is awesome. This time, as you breathe in, we're going to be bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. So breathing in, bringing Mother Earth energy up. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down through your body, from your crown through to your fingertips and your toes. And again, bringing Mother Earth energy up through from your feet, all the way up your legs, through your body, up through the crown, and out to your fingertips. And Father Sky energy all the way down through your body. And that flow of Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone coming all the way down will continue to flow through each inward and outward breath for the rest of this meditation and healing. And now, as you continue to breathe in and out at a gentle rate that feels good for you, making sure that your breath is going down to at least the bottom of your belly, if not to your feet. I'd like you to now become aware of your body in entirety, from the top of your head all the way down through your face and your hair, through your throat and your neck, your shoulders, your chest, all the way down through your belly and your back, all the way down over your buttocks and through your pelvis, down through your legs, all the way down through your thighs, your knees, your calves, your shins, your ankles, all the way down to your toes. And of course, through your arms, through the upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, your fingertips. Beautiful. Now I'd like you to expand out your awareness beyond your body so that you can now feel and perceive the air around you. You can really perceive the clothing that you're wearing. How your body is positioned. Now expanding out your awareness in a big bubble to fill up your entire room that you're in. So you can now perceive all the objects in your room. And you can start to begin to be aware of the awareness, the consciousness of all of the objects in your room. And how quietly they sit there, contributing to you each and every single day. Helping you to create your business of living. To create ease for you in your day, if that is what they are meant to do. And now expanding out your awareness up into the sky and down into the earth in a big, big bubble. And now expanding out your awareness to the size of the town or the city that you're in, up into the sky, down into the earth. And as you do this, you become aware of all of the fauna and the flora. You feel the trees and the grass. You feel how, and you can perceive how beautifully they function with this Mother Earth of ours, tapping in and enjoying the energy that she flows through to those beautiful trees. And the trees grow up and flow that incredible energy, that unconditional love energy, all the way out to their leaves. And as the little birdies sit on the trees, they feel the energy flowing through underneath their feet. And it moves up through their feet, through their little bodies, through to the crown and out the beaks. Beautiful. And now expanding out your awareness into the lakes and the rivers and the oceans, depending on where you are. Begin to perceive the energy of the water. And how the water also contributes to this beautiful earth of ours, and to us, and to all the other living creatures, including the trees. The big job that this water has. And yet it allows us to keep tapping in over and over again. Beautiful. Now expanding out your awareness out beyond the size of the country that you're in a big, big bubble, up into the atmosphere and down through Mother Earth. And we're going to speed things up a little bit, expanding out your awareness beyond the size of the planet. And now beyond the size of the solar system. And as we're stretching out beyond the size of the solar system, we're also going to just take a slight little moment here to acknowledge the beautiful, beautiful full moon, which is coming and blessing us in a couple of days' time. In about 24-ish hours' time, the big full moon is going to be blessing us as well. And as the full moon is shining down over your body, you can feel its magic starting to penetrate through. And now we're going to expand out our awareness even more beyond the size of the galaxies, and now beyond the size of the universes. Beautiful. Now this might feel a little bit crunchy right now. It might feel a little bit wobbly and wonky, but it's okay. This is quite often how we feel when we do get crunchy in our day and people piss us off. It's because our awareness is expanded further than our allowance. So let's rectify that now. Focus on your body once again, but allow your awareness to stay way expanded out. And grab your sense of allowance, remembering that our allowance is the ability to perceive, know, be, and receive from no point of view. So instead of being the contracted little pebble at the bottom of a raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we get to be the big, fluffy cloud above and in the sky, watching the raging river and just seeing it for what it is. It's just energy. So now expanding out your allowance beyond the size of your body, beyond the size of the building that you're in, up into the sky and down into the earth, expanding out beyond the size of the country that you're in, and now beyond the size of the planet. Beautiful, well done. And now expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the moon, expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the solar system. Now expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the galaxies and the universes. And now expanding out your allowance beyond the size of your awareness. Beautiful. Take a big deep breath in, please. And breathing out. Breathing in once more. Remembering bringing that Mother Earth energy all the way up. And bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Just integrating this beautiful space that you're in right now. Thank you. And now as we focus on the beautiful big full moon, I'd like you to imagine that there is a beam of light that is coming down from the moon to a golden dish in front of you, or a dish of your choice. And it is like a pool of light. This dish is, or platter if you prefer, is harnessing the moon's energy, but it's kind of like a tractor beam, as in, and it's, think again, before we go back to good old Star Trek, think of it as like a beam of energy light. And whatever you place into that, whatever energies you place into that beam of light will be sucked away up to the moon to be eliminated and eradicated. Maybe as it goes through the atmosphere, it just disintegrates to nothing. But it's super gentle, super kind. It's honoring of you in this process. This beautiful, bright white light, opalescent light of unconditional love is shining down from the moon all the way down to the dish or the platter that is sitting before you. Now that lovely little piece of energy, that belief system, the emotion, whatever it was that you just sort of placed off to the side, I'd like you to now bring it to in front of you. Hold it in your hands. And I'd like you to say to yourself, thank you. I'm grateful for what you have contributed to my life. And now I release you. And now I'd like you to gently, very, very gently, place or roll this energy out of your hand into this beautiful beam of unconditional love light that is streaming down from this beautiful big full moon. Beautiful. Well done, well done, well done. Now it is done. It is done. It is done. Beautiful. That energy is now being filtered all the way up to the moon. And of course that means going up through to source, to be cleansed and cleared and never to return to you again. Beautiful, well done. And now the moon's light is going to change just a little bit. And it's going to change from being that very strong beam of light to moving through to be more like a gentle shower. Sparkles, sparkly, sparkly, soft gentleness. And I'd like you to now place your hands under this beautiful, soft, gentle stream of light, washing away any of the remnants of the old belief system, the point of views, the energies that have been left imprinted on your hands. I'd like you to now take that gentle stream the sprinkling, the shower of light, and move it over your body. You can even stand under the sprinkling of light if you like. And it just washes away all of the imprinting from that belief system, that energy, that emotion, whatever it was that you let go of. It's now washing away everything, all of the clag, the energetic clag, which has been imprinted on your body. From every cell and molecule, from the top of your head, it's washing it all away. Down into Mother Earth, so she can cleanse and clear it. Use that energy for something else that is more contributing. All the way from the top of your head, down your shoulders, through your hands to your fingertips, through your chest and your belly and your back, and all the way down your thighs. And coming down internally through you, cleansing and clearing all of those chakra centers on its way through. All the way down through your legs, through your knees, through your shins and your calves, through your ankles, all the way down through your feet. Beautiful. And that hopping out from underneath that amazing stream of unconditional love light from the moon, we say thank you. We take that dish or that platter and we fold it up, because it magically can fold up to be a tiny little box. It's like little wee amazing origami. Just keep folding it and folding it and folding it until it is really, really tiny. And with love and compassion and unconditional love, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And we take that little box and we place it into the soil. And we allow it to dissipate any extra energy into the soil, to allow Mother Earth and unconditional love and source energy to deal with whatever remains. Beautiful. Now I'd like you to take a really big, deep breath in. And out. And again, we're bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And Father Sky comes all the way down. And now Mother Earth energy with the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky with the and gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down through your body. Beautiful, beautiful. And once more, just for fun, Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. And when you're ready, please open your eyes. Take a moment. Please have a drink of water. Alrighty, my sweets. That, unfortunately, Nicole, that is the end of the show for tonight. And I'm glad to hear that you'll be moving into a new home really soon. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that rocks out through for you. What I can suggest for you, my sweet, is keep talking with your spirit team and be open. Work from that space of unconditional love and ask for that house to keep coming to you. I know, Melinda, my goodness. It was hitting me big time at the start. It was just like, whoa. Lots and lots of energy releasing. It's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Julie. Thank you for coming to play and being a part of the show. I'm so grateful for you being part of the community. You know, this community is absolutely amazing, and it is honestly a real privilege to be here with you all. And I appreciate you all so, so, so much. You're welcome, Edwina. I hope you all had lots of delicious things that you got rid of tonight. And that full moon energy, that was fun. That was super fun. All right, my loves. So, as we know, it's really important to fill our own cup, to do the things that are nourishing and nurturing for us, and so that we've got enough space and energy and time to be able to contribute to others. So with that, I'm going to run away and go fill up my cup some more with some lovely nurturing hugs and huggles. And I look forward to hearing how you all fare over the weekend and enjoy this full moon energy if that's what works for you. And otherwise, please rest if you require to rest. Be ease with yourselves and with each other. And remember, when things get crunchy, take a moment, take a step, take a breath. And ask yourself, how can I best approach this from a space of unconditional love and compassion? And I hope you all have a glimmerful weekend and week to come. Find those happy moments, find those gorgeous, delicious, happy memories, and keep expanding on them more and more and more. So until I see you next time, please do something tasty for yourself. Get out there, be delicious. And until I see you next time, be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful friends. And I'll see you next week. Bye.